Now here we will use effectively the trigonometric ratios and trigonometric identities of cos hyperbolic as well as sin hyperbolic x. Okay. Now what we have, remember, we have some identities, okay, which may require over here identities. Okay, number one, what we have is, remember, cos hyperbolic square x minus sine of hyperbolic square x equals to 1. But remember, without hyperbolic we have cos square x plus sine square x equals to 1. Okay, as well as we have in half angle, we have cos of hyperbolic twice x is equals to cos hyperbolic square x minus, instead of minus we have plus over here. Okay, here sine of hyperbolic square x. Okay, now from here, okay, this is 1, this is 2. Now from here, instead of if I want sine hyperbolic, if I substitute over here, from here what I can do is, from here I can say is cos hyperbolic square x is equals to what? 1 plus sine hyperbolic square x as well as sine hyperbolic square x equals to, remember over here sine hyperbolic square x is, okay, if I send this side, that will be what? Cos hyperbolic square x minus 1. Okay, here, therefore this will be cos hyperbolic square x minus 1 instead of sine hyperbolic x. Okay, now this plus this is what? Twice cos of hyperbolic square x minus 1. Okay, this is what? This is what? Cos of hyperbolic 2x. Now if I want to bring cos of hyperbolic 2x in terms of sine, okay, in terms of sine, then from here what I can do is, from here instead of cos I can write like this, instead of cos this. Okay, here 1 plus sine of hyperbolic square x plus sine of hyperbolic square x. Okay, from here, okay, this is equals to 1 plus what? 2 sine hyperbolic square x. This is what? Cos of hyperbolic 2x. Okay, this, from here you can find sine, from here you can find twice sine hyperbolic square x equals to what? You send here cos of hyperbolic 2x minus 1, you can send these two upon down here. Okay, therefore you have sine square hyperbolic square is what? This. Okay, similarly you can find cos hyperbolic square. Okay, all this is required over here. Okay, now look at here. Okay, now here cos hyperbolic x in minus sine hyperbolic x is over here. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's multiply and divide by its conjugate. Conjugate means it's plus up and down. Okay, therefore this is equals to, okay, now I am multiplying up and down by its conjugate over here, cos of hyperbolic x plus sine of hyperbolic x upon cos of hyperbolic x plus sine of hyperbolic x into dx. Okay, now here at the top what we have? Okay, at top we have sine of hyperbolic x into cos of hyperbolic x. Just let's write down for one step. Okay, here plus sine hyperbolic x upon, okay, here a minus b into a plus b is, we have a minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square. Okay, here what we have is what? Cos hyperbolic square x minus sine of hyperbolic square x. Okay, therefore this is 1. Okay, the value of this is 1 by identity. Okay, therefore what we have is sine of hyperbolic x into, okay, now if I multiply over here, okay, this become 1, okay, now whole this become what? 1. Now let's multiply this as well as here, okay, now into cos of hyperbolic x, let's separate integral dx plus what we have is integral sine of hyperbolic square x into dx. Now this, okay, now this formula we can use instead of square, okay. Now for this part, okay, now for this part, now if I substitute u equals to, for this part, okay, if I substitute u equals to anything, okay, here sine x, sine hyperbolic x, now my du equals to what? Cos of hyperbolic x dx. Now this become du, therefore integral of u du, okay, plus, okay, let's over here, okay, now sine hyperbolic x, this substitution is, this u substitution is over here only, okay, this part only, okay. Now this we need to break it again. Now instead of this I can write here this cos of hyperbolic 2x minus 1 upon 2 dx. Now if you integrate this, you will get what? U, okay, du. Now it will become u square upon 2, okay, u square upon 2 and plus half, okay. Now let's take integral over here, let's remove some part over here. Now before removing, let's do one thing, okay, u square upon 2, what is u, okay, u is what? Sine hyperbolic square, okay, so I can write it, I can write sine of hyperbolic x whole square upon 2 plus, let's write for time being half, let's write integral of cos of hyperbolic 2x minus 1. Now we have this, okay, here half integral cos of hyperbolic 2x minus 1 dx. This integral is remaining, this integration is over. Now this is same as sine of hyperbolic sine square hyperbolic x, I am squaring inside, upon, okay, upon 2 plus half. Now integration, let's send integration, okay, now half integration of cos hyperbolic x is what? Sine of hyperbolic 2x upon dy dx of 2x is what? 2, okay, here minus integration, here dy dx of 1 is what? We'll get x plus some constant, okay. Now here sine hyperbolic square x is here, let's convert over here, okay, this is same as this. So instead of sine hyperbolic square I can write this, already half is there, so I have half into half cos of hyperbolic 2x minus 1 plus this, if I am sending inside, 1 by 4 sine hyperbolic 2x. Now this is minus, what we have is minus x by 2 plus some constant c. Over here, okay, integration of this, okay, now let's make linear over here, okay, let's make linear. This is same as 1 by 4 into cos hyperbolic 2x minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4, this is for this also plus 1 by 4 sine hyperbolic 2x minus x by 2 plus c, okay. This constant and this constant, okay, let's make it 1, and from these two, okay, from these two I can take 1 by 4 common here. If I take 1 by 4 common, cos of hyperbolic 2x plus sine of hyperbolic 2x, okay, and then minus x by 2. This one minus 1 by 4 plus c is become some other constant, okay. This plus this is some constant, therefore c also some constant, okay. Remember what we have is cos of hyperbolic x is what? We have sine of hyperbolic x is e raised to x, here e raised to minus x upon 2, e raised to x minus plus e raised to minus x upon 2 here, okay. Here cos of hyperbolic x is what? We have plus over here. Sine hyperbolic x is what? We have minus over here, okay. Now we have cos hyperbolic twice x, okay. Here if it is twice x, 2 will come over here, okay. Here 2 will come, okay. Now is equals to 1 by 4. Let's use these two over here in terms of e, okay. Now cos hyperbolic twice x is what? E raised to twice x plus cos is plus will come e raised to minus twice x upon 2 plus e raised to twice x, sine will come minus e raised to minus twice x upon 2 minus x by 2 plus some constant. These two I am taking outside, so 4 into 2 it become 8, okay. Now these two I am taking outside. Now these two, okay, here this is plus, this is minus, these two gets cancelled, and I have 1 by 8, this plus this, okay. Here this plus this become twice e raised to twice x minus x by 2 plus c. Now 2, 4 you can get over here, so we have 1 by 4 e raised to 2x minus here minus x by 2 plus c, okay. This is the answer for question number 4.